There's quite a strong sense of community within the small village.
It's obvious that people take pride in their streets.
I think some areas people do have pride, but there is other areas where people don't.
I do feel they have a sense of pride, yeah, in certain respects.
Very much proud to be part of Wootton Fields within Northampton and proud of their community.
Really affected my family a little bit because they've got their own businesses and things like that. So it's just sort of weathering the storm.
If I tell you I've just lost my job, so it's hit very hard to me.
There are friends that have been made redundant, others struggling to sort of get on the property ladder.
I've got to be more careful about the way I spend my money.
See people changing their habits of what they buy, talking about their future.
People are being probably a bit more careful with their money.
My family, they're working for various companies and they're really struggling.
I suspect there'll be reduced services and probably a lot of reduced staff jobs as well.
I think the recession will put a lot of pressure on the vulnerable people who we look after.
Certainly some of the youth groups maybe, or something along those sort of lines. I'd imagine they'd probably go.
They're just going to have to be a bit more careful about what they offer.
We're going to have to tighten our belts a bit as well.
I don't think residents understand it will affect the county council.
I don't think the general public are aware of what cuts we're having to make.
Because they just think that the council gets money from the government and it just carry on.
I think a lot of residents understand that things will get tough.
It's probably not publicised enough really as to how, perhaps what we do actually spend people's money on and how much it does actually affect us when there's a recession, because people don't know.
Absolutely, people's voices must be, heard and really must be sought.
And their council tax and everything pays for the work that we do, so I think that it should be fully justified.
Because this is all public's money, and then we have to ask people how county council, how we want to spend their money.
It's important that we deliver what local residents want.
I mean, at the end of the day, the council knows exactly where all the money goes, so they have to have the overriding decision.
The changes that come in will be so colossal that to simply allow people and organisations to get on with it themselves without actually trying to understand what the people want would be a very, very big mistake.
The more we can hear from people and their ideas, the more opportunity we're going to have to come through this successfully.
Leaflets through the door is effective because it's there, it's on their lap.
Going out in the street and doing sort of one-to-one like little interviews.
The web stuff is really, really important.
Like a stall in the Northampton town market.
You can go out to where the residents are.
Promote it in areas where people congregate, the sports centres, the libraries.
Go to meet them in places such as their coffee shops and around the town.
Working with residents or specific service users for them to drive initiatives.
Consultations that have activities around them which are going to be fun and something beneficial for the individual. We sort of liaise face to face with the public all the time.
We try and engage CMT and the cabinet members with members of the public.
Working for a county council, there's always difficult questions. People always want to know where we're spending their money.
I go out and speak to small companies who are suffering the most out of all of this.
We do try and empathise, let them know that we are acting as an advocate for them.
We all have to pull together when times are difficult.
Every individual needs to be aware that they have a role to play.
I think sometimes local communities could do more.
Of course local people can always play more of a role in their local communities. The question is, do they actually want to?
Local people would get more involved if they're given more opportunities.
I think this should be a teamwork because it's not like the people who work for county council, they are responsible for everything.
Everybody that lives in Northamptonshire is the county council. That's how I view it.
Residents and people who live here have all the good ideas. And come up with using those ideas can save us money and help us deliver better services.
Clearing up your park from litter, your local park.
Picking up litter, but also perhaps giving it a coat of paint as well.
I think that people need to do more voluntary work.
Helping out with youth groups.
Is how many council workers are governors of schools?
Taking the kids on the school run, something as simple as that.
The gritting and the clearing of roads.
If you have an elderly person living near you as a neighbour, how can you help them?
The county council needs to give people the power and the confidence to help themselves.
Information about what residents can and can't do.
Working formally with the voluntary sector.
Show them the way to go as well, who to speak to.
We need to be sort of a bit more out in the forefront, saying, look, we're trying to guide the people.
Overall, I think it's just important that we just keep talking. The more we talk to people, we understand what their needs and requirements are.